we should get into some MASH, my dear.
Let's do MASH.
Well, you know what? Before we do MASH, I feel bad because I feel like there are going to be so many Korra fans who listen to this who here's the thing, guys. I'm not sure what we can say that we haven't already said in interviews and stuff, other than like it was an amazing experience.
Beautiful.
What an honor. I'm sure Mike and Brian would probably be okay now that it's all aired with us telling these guys that they pulled us out, right? You want to tell the story about that? You don't have to tell like the every piece of it, but just kind of like what they
tell like the main
the nut of like this is the idea.
Okay,
right? That they would.
Yeah, I mean they haven't.
Yeah. We did it.
So we were going to work one day, and Brian's like, "Hey guys, can we talk in the hall real quick?" And we're like, "Yeah, of course." And we go out there, and he's like, "So, the last scene, we're totally gonna make Korrasami work." And Janet and I were like, "Oh yeah, no, that sounds great. Like that's so unexpected and cool." And he was like, "Yeah. So we're gonna talk to the heads about it and see how it goes. But that's the plan right now. We wanted you guys to both know, so you weren't, you didn't read it or see, and we're completely surprised or, and both of us were just completely supportive, completely actually excited. And I was so surprised. Excited. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, because, and I know Mike and Brian have said it a bunch, but their focus wasn't really on relationships at that point in the series. You know, the final book was not necessarily about that. And I think that, the idea of like them realizing that this relationship was developing outside of whatever their plan was, and that in this, and I'm not speaking for them at all when I say this, but from my perspective, sometimes what's so amazing about having your art out there is the interactions with other people and their interpretations and how that can sometimes inform your perspective on it. And I'm not saying that's what happened at all. And I know there are a lot of people that are like, I got emails that were like, why did they kowtow to the Korrasami fans? Like by popular demand, they were bullied into doing it or whatever. And that's 100% not true. That's just not who they are. You guys should know that by now because they just don't create their work that way. But that maybe there is a sense of like, you know what? I think there's something happening here that we weren't even seeing ourselves, because that's kind of the cool things about creativity is that something takes on a life of its own. It starts to feel like it's a real thing outside of your brain.
It's writing itself almost.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
A lot of writers use that term sometimes. I always think that's such a great term.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And just also and I know you and I talked about this a little bit even when we were recording through the course of the show, but just what a great example their friendship was after the Mako thing, because those are, we do live in a world where I think we're sort of culturally conditioned to think that those two women should be, at odds and feel really uncomfortable around each other. And in the end, the person who felt uncomfortable was the guy. Yeah.
There was, maybe it was a Vanity Fair article, I don't know, but they mentioned this test that there was about movies and stuff where if there's two female characters on screen and they're not talking about a guy.
Yes,
what is it called?
That blew my mind. And I can't remember either, but
it was in that article.
If it wasn't that, then it's, I think, an understood, phenomenon. Yeah. Where if they're there and they're not talking about man and it's just the two of them, how likely is that? And it's like zero.
Yeah, and it's not. But we had scenes like that, you know, and that was really neat. It was just a very authentic friendship,
Absolutely. And overall the show was so big picture, but yet the characters were so developed as characters. And I think that's really hard to do, because it makes sense that they would have, conversations, of course, about each other, but also there's this big stuff happening. Yeah. And but yet it's not like that stuff is more important than who the characters are. It's like such a delicate balance.
I mean, they find themselves within it,
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know, Boland, lava bending, or, Asami creating a suit, there's their world around them shapes who they are, and they continue to shape their world. It's just this constant flow, but
it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So guys, I just want to acknowledge that we were super on board for Korrasami and that we supported it and that we think there are two, amazing characters. And I'm so proud of it. I mean, above and beyond, just the, shipping element of it, which I support all ships. I've not like leaned hard into anything. Although when I've done cons, people have said like, would you, Janet, pick someone like Mako or Bolin? And I always said Bolin because I like people who are funny. All due respect to my beloved Mako. But, anyway, but I love that people get wrapped up in it. It kind of goes back to what you and I were talking about things we were passionate about.
Right.
And, that anything like that helps, that reflects back something that you feel is a part of you on the inside is like a win-win. It's a total win.
Totally.
And that you guys all share that together and argue and, write fan fiction and stuff. It's like way cooler than what I was doing. Like I didn't write fanfic. You know what I mean? I didn't even know what that was when I was a teenager.
No, that's such a cool thing. It's
really
one of the
cool.
coolest things in my whole career, just to see, just to see some kind of response
more and more
like
art, and like people are developing their creativity out of it and coming up with ideas of their own.
Like what you've been saying. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Listen, we're going to get into Smash.
Anyway,
okay.
Smash.